So what's up, Ninja families? It's me, Hakeem, and Toshi Isla here at Elevo Dynamics, and I'm with one of our black belts and our leaders here at Elevo Dynamics. This is Mr. Jeff White. Today we're going to be talking about some things that you can do and be prepared for back to school. Jeff is a teacher. He's a music teacher at a local high school, and he can talk to you about all the different things that you would need to prepare. So, Jeff White, tell us a little bit about you and you as a teacher and some of the things that you see when youth come back to school for the first week or two.
All right. I have been teaching in the public schools of North Carolina for 25 years, so I feel like I have a little bit of experience with some of the issues we're talking about. I've worked with students elementary school through high school, so I've seen all ages. I think one of the most important things that you can do as a parent is to make sure that your student, whatever age they are, that they get into a good schedule. Not just going to school and coming home, that pretty much takes care of itself. But if they can have a regular bedtime and a regular time to get up, that will help a lot. I understand that there's going to be often throughout the school year, there's going to be times, especially as they get older, maybe in high school, they're on a sports team and they have an away game that goes into triple overtime, so they get back late and still have to do their homework. That's going to happen once in a while. So they may be up a little later those kind of nights, but that's not going to be every night. So if they can have a regular bedtime, and like I say, this is good for all ages, especially the younger ones, but we can't just say, oh, they're 15, 16 years old, they're in high school, that doesn't matter anymore. No, you still have to do homework, you still have to go to school, even if you're 16, 17 years old. Good sleep patterns are good as well. So that'll just sort of help them keep their whole body chemistry and body clock regulated so that when it's time to go to school, their body's ready to go to school when it's time to eat lunch, to eat supper, to do ball practice, to do homework, to do whatever church activities or recreational activities they do outside of school. Their body's ready for that. So a good sleep schedule right off the bat, and try to get that set maybe that first week of school. And if you're seeing this before the school year starts in your area, maybe even start trying to run that go to bed, and they'll fight you on it, especially if you're in high school. But if you can get them started as soon as possible in the school process with go to bed and get up at the same times, that'll be a great start on everything else that they try to do.
Yeah, I think it's pretty standard that when summer hits, kids sometimes their schedule gets a little loose. They can do some stuff. They get to play games a little longer than they normally would play games. They get to hang out with friends. So getting them back into that schedule and getting them ready to go is going to be key. And like you mentioned, getting them to do that later than later, and waiting to the school time. If you can get them, let's say like 2 or 3 weeks ahead, and start prepping them by getting them going to bed on time and waking up at a decent time, that's close to the time that they're going to wake up for school. It doesn't have to be exactly 7 o'clock. But that's better than like 11 o'clock every day, waking up at 11 o'clock every day. Also, with schedule comes diet. Diet is really important too. You got to have good diet that's going to allow you to move and progress throughout the day. So sometimes kids grab snacks in the morning, but when we're on spring break or when we're on summertime, we have we get to kind of eat what we want. Kids will wake up, they'll have snacks, or they may not eat at all, but they're not really eating like a balanced breakfast, and it's not a big deal because they're laying around and just chilling out during the summer. But getting them to have a good sleep schedule and a good diet, that's going to be really two important things. So now that we talked about sleep schedule and diet, what's another thing that you think is pretty important as a teacher, and something that you think would really aid students coming back to school?
I think an emphasis on encouraging to persevere and not give up. The very essence of being in school is they're going to have new challenges, sometimes every day, hopefully every day. But they're going to be having different challenges, small, big. Some of them are going to be social, some will be emotional, some will be just organizational, some of them will be just something hard, just an academic subject that they're having trouble with. But they're going to be having challenges thrown in their face, and no matter who your student is, there's going to be a couple of things through the year that really get them. It's going to be a really tough thing for them for whatever reason. And at those moments, it's going to seem like, for them at least, that their whole school year is just blown to pieces. And they can't possibly finish the year. They can't possibly do whatever. They can't do anything because this one challenge has really got them really stumped. And so just kind of figure out some way to encourage them to persevere and to keep going and to realize, okay, you can't do this now, but keep working at it and you will.
Yeah.
You know, because the school year is a school year. It's not a school day.
Yeah.
So just realize that there's a process to things, and yeah, they may have trouble for some period of time, but they will work through it. But they won't work through it if they just stop and give up.
Yeah, and I think perseverance and endurance is key. And so I heard another martial artist say this, and this was really cool. And he said, look, as a parent, it's your job to seek out opportunities for your youth to gain the grit and the endurance and the perseverance that they need in order to succeed in life. And so we're a martial arts school, and so we always advocate putting your youth in a martial arts program like we have here at Elevo Dynamics, because it teaches those type of skills. It gives that person that opportunity, that student that opportunity to kind of have those successes and to learn how to make it through hardship. And then they also have another environment outside of school that they can come to, and they can talk to new friends, and they can let go of some of their stresses, and then they can also learn these new skill sets. So we know it's going to be busy during the school year, and you got a lot of things, but it's really important to seek out opportunities like martial arts and things of that nature to get your youth involved in. That's going to give them the stick-to-itiveness that they're going to need to actually persevere and rise up at school.
Sure, and I'll also say that confidence in one area oftentimes helps with confidence in other areas.
Yeah.
So if they can come into a martial arts school and have some success, then that gives them a lot of confidence to try that thing again on Monday that was really hard for them on Friday. Gives them just a little bit of bravery, I guess, to face the next week and face that challenge again, face that homework assignment, that project, whatever, that sports team tryout, whatever it might be. Confidence in one area oftentimes helps confidence in every area.
Yeah, confidence in one area helps in confidence in every area. I really like that, and I think that that's something that more families can use, and and we're willing to help with that as much as we can. So if you are close to us, come in. If not, then find a local martial arts school that might be near you and get involved in that program, because I'm telling you, like I've done football, basketball, and all those things are really great, things for me, but those are school activities that they're going to be doing at the school. And so sometimes it's good to just have that place that you go that's away from the school, that teaches you those great skills and really gets you involved and teaches you how not to quit, how to keep progressing, how to keep pushing and moving on.
In addition to the sleep thing that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and getting a regular sleep schedule, especially with your younger students, especially if they're entering middle school or high school, they're going to one of those big person schools that have lockers and class changes. If you can really help them get organized and figure out how to organize life. How do I get what I'm supposed to have in the right place at the right time so I don't go to math with my science book and that sort of thing. So just some organization, and again, like what we just said about success, if they can have success with organization, that sets them up for success wherever they happen to be going. They actually have the math book and the math homework to turn in math class, and the science book and the science homework in science class. So you just give them little successes as they go through the day that helps them build to those bigger successes and gives them confidence to face those maybe slightly bigger challenges that they're going to come across through the day.
Yeah, I'll tell you just from my personal experience, and again, I'm a little biased because, I'm at a martial arts school, I've been here, but martial arts really did that for me. My mom put me in martial arts when I was really young. I was 8 years old, and she wanted me to grow the confidence, respect, the discipline that, because we were in a single parent home, I may not have had all the time, especially because she was working. So she instilled what she could, but she wanted other environments for me to grow. At first, I did it for a little while, and then I wanted to quit. And I remember that lesson very well. I wanted to quit. So many people come into a martial arts school, and they're quitting all the time. And the parents just kind of like, oh, okay, well, they just don't want to do it. And my mom said no. She was like, you said that this is what you wanted to do. We signed up for a year. Also, I need for you to gain the lessons that are valuable at this school. So I cannot let you quit. You have to stick with this, at least for a year. And doing that, now here we are 32 years later, and I'm still doing martial arts. And that has changed me in so many ways. It's really helped me grow. And I see some of the youth here who stick with it grow. I mean, your whole family is doing this martial arts program,
Absolutely.
including yourself. And I mean, it has changed people drastically and tremendously. So you were talking about organization. I mean, it's perseverance, it's grit, it's organization, it's scheduling. We have a schedule. We have gear that they need to bring to class. We have moves that they have to learn. We have language that they have to learn. I mean, it's a whole nother curriculum within itself, but it's geared towards empowering the individual specifically so that they can walk out into the world, feel confident, have a strong skill set, learn how to learn other skill sets,
Absolutely.
which is the key. But those are some helpful hints. You heard it from a teacher of 25 years, and then also myself. I've been teaching martial arts now for over 11 years, like 15 years. You know, what we see that could be of value to you when you're getting ready to get your kids back to school, beyond just the books and the pencils and everything else that they need, there's a lot of individual things that they need to really be ready to move forth and be successful in the school environment. So please take those tips and run with them. Mr. Jeff, is there anything you have to say to leave with?
I think if they do these things, they'll set their students up for success in a lot of areas.
Awesome, awesome. So parents, you heard it from us here at Elevo Dynamics. This is Jeff White. I'm Hakeem Intoshi Isler, head instructor here at Elevo Dynamics. Those are some back to school tips for you to grow your youth and get them ready for school.